Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this week's WWE Reddit video. And that's right, I'm rocking a Sonya Deville shirt and I'm proud to say it. This is, of course, a series where you can submit your photos, videos, memes, questions, or anything related to the world of professional wrestling over on the Santi Zap Videos Reddit page. So if you'd like to be featured in next week's WWE Reddit video, make sure that you check out the link in the description. There's a link right there that'll take you right to the Reddit page. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, ring the bell for notifications. If you're a wrestling fan, I'm confident that you're gonna fall in love with this YouTube channel because we always upload daily wrestling content. And if daily wrestling content here on YouTube isn't enough, consider coming over to the Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZap, where we upload extra content that never gets uploaded here, like the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, and so much more. Go check it out. Link in the description, link in the pinned comment. Let's see what you sent in this week. Per Body Slam Net, Chad Gable is currently dealing with an undisclosed injury. The backstage segment with Penta last night was reportedly done to write him off of TV for the foreseeable future, wishing him a speedy recovery. I kind of saw this coming because it just sort of felt like the attack by Penta seemed just kind of random and out of nowhere, considering Chad Gable and Penta haven't really had a relationship on screen for quite a few months at this point. And we all know the rule of professional wrestling, right? If you happen to do one of your signature or finisher moves outside of the ring, especially backstage, then they have like a times 100 buff on them. So when he hit the sacrifice on him, I instantly knew, oh, they're writing him off. He's injured. At least that's what came to my mind, and it ended up being correct, unfortunately. Which is a shame because he was on such a roll with everything that's going on with AAA, the El Grande Americano stuff. If he is indeed El Grande Americano, I felt like American Made was starting to get a little bit of momentum in the tag team division, Ivy Nile in the women's division. So this really is unfortunately timed, especially with SummerSlam just around the corner. So all I can really say is I also wish Chad Gable a speedy recovery because this sucks. He's so good, and it's a shame that we're not going to get to see him for the foreseeable future. No way. That's awesome. Dude, that's amazing. I don't know if you guys have seen these like subway wrestling videos before, but it's usually people cosplaying as known wrestlers, just having wrestling matches in the middle of a moving New York subway. For them to get the Hardy Boys, that is such a nice thing to see. Just seeing this grassroots wrestling movement in the subway system of New York taking off to the point where they're getting the freaking Hardys. Amazing. We got a Karrion Kross match. What did it cost? Dumb. Hey, listen, all right? You can't get what you want sometimes without a sacrifice. And Dominic Mysterio is such a virtuous gentleman. He's such a kind human being that he purposely stepped away from his Night of Champions spot because of the broken heart he has, because of Liv Morgan being out. And he gave it so gallantly to Karrion Kross so that us fans could get what we wanted. Shout out to Dominic Mysterio. He truly is the hero of this story. Which of the following WWE women's feuds would you like most to see revisited? Io versus Bayley was hype, and this one actually made me mad that they didn't revisit this. Remember after their WrestleMania 40 fantastic match, one of the best women's matches that I've seen in WrestleMania history, and they didn't follow it up at all. So the fact that there was never a follow-up to this already bothers me. Okay, Lyra Valkyria versus Roxanne Perez. Sure, like their feud in NXT was great. Their matches were fantastic. Look, I'm a sucker for Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. That is my favorite women's match in WrestleMania history. I would love for them to revisit this again, even though we've seen it a couple times already. Alexa Bliss, Naomi, I'm a lot more meh about that. Ooh, this is a good one. Becky Lynch and Tiffany Stratton. For those that haven't watched their NXT feud, it's genuinely fantastic. Like, I loved Becky Lynch's run as the women's NXT champion. Her feud with Tiffany was great. Her awesome match, I think it was No Mercy 2024 with Tiffany Stratton, is something that like lives rent free in my head. Becky Lynch versus Rhea, that's a lot less exciting. Listen, I'm between this one because we haven't seen what it looks like on the main roster, or like Io versus Bayley because we never got the proper follow-up. So those are the two I'm going with. If you could bring any wrestler to the WWE, who would would it be? I mean, I think you've got the one guy pictured that everybody is going to agree with. I would love to see what MJF is capable of doing in the WWE. I'm really curious, can he be as diabolical as he is in AEW with the parameters of WWE? Can he still be that good of a diabolical heel? And I would really like to see that somewhere down the line. WWE booking, let's not defend the women's tag titles, but change the title holders as we please. Yeah, so I saw this floating around. Roxanne Perez is reportedly expected to replace Liv Morgan as one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Look, at the very least, when they did this with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, like Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill were like in the tag team division and they were the focal point and they were having PLE matches. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, on the other hand, on any given week, I'll forget that they were tag team champions to begin with. I do think that there is precedent to do this. Yeah, sure, give it to Roxanne Perez, but just giving it to Roxanne Perez doesn't fix the fundamental problem of the women's tag team division. The problem of the women's tag team division isn't that Liv Morgan is not there anymore and that you don't have, proper fighting champions. The problem with the tag team division is that there's no one for the champions to actually face in the division. That's the problem. This doesn't fix the problem. This just puts a little bit of gum in a giant sinking ship that is the Titanic, that is the women's tag team division. You need to fix everything around it, not just the champions. He's alive, people. Ladies and gentlemen, we found him. Ludwig Kaiser is back on WWE TV, looking handsome as ever. I have no idea what they plan on doing. I don't know why he was there specifically for the beatdown of Chad Gable that wrote him off TV. Maybe they're going to continue Ludwig Kaiser versus Penta. I'm going to be honest. I'm nervous for Ludwig Kaiser. I don't know if his contract is coming up. I don't know what's going on. But look, if I'm just a fan, which I am, from the outside looking in, which I am, I just see a guy that WWE maybe just doesn't see long-term value in if they're just not using him, all right? I've seen this play out time and time again, and I just don't want to see it happen to Ludwig Kaiser. Hopefully, they start doing something with him and isn't just appearing, lurking backstage like Shinsuke Nakamura does on SmackDown. Chelsea Green is looking for what?
I'm looking for a softy daddy.
Okay, so I've watched this a million times. She's there to try and sell a Topps card of her. I still don't know exactly what she says, but it does sound like she says, I need a Santi daddy.
I'm looking for a softy daddy.
What is he saying? Is she actually?
I'm looking for a softy daddy.
I'm right here, right here. For those complaining about Cody versus Cena match at WrestleMania, it's not the worst WrestleMania main event. Okay, look, I also agree that Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre is ass, all right? It's just that people do not give this enough attention as one of the worst WrestleMania main events because they like to forgive pandemic things, all right? They did this in the spur of the moment. There was no one in attendance. It's not a big deal. Had they done this in front of people, this would be the biggest, most egregious insult WWE had ever done to live fans in attendance that paid thousands of dollars to come see this match. This was 4 minutes of just nothing but finishers. Imagine the closing match of WrestleMania 42 being 4 minutes of just nothing but finishers. You'd be pissed, especially if you were one of the blokes that paid $45,000 for a front row seat. This is an objectively horrible main event that gets a pass because of when it happened. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. I don't want you to say, well, just because Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar was bad, we can justify how bad John Cena and Cody Rhodes were bad. No, that was also a metric butt ton of ass juice that we also cannot forgive. I guess at the very least, Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre didn't overstay his welcome. At least it was out of our screen and out of our lives in 4 minutes. We had to endure 20 plus minutes of Cena versus Cody Rhodes, with 18 of those minutes being Travis fucking Scott walking down to Fiend. I'm still a little upset about that, okay? No way he goes over 6 minutes, Sancho. All right, so for those that don't know, maybe you don't listen to the podcast, we have a bet going on. It's basically a $100 bet between me and my co-host of Wrestling is Cool podcast, Sancho West, that I believe that Goldberg versus Gunther goes under 6 minutes. He believes it goes over 6 minutes. And when I look at the evidence, look at this, all right? 1, 2, 3 of his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 70% of his last 10 matches were under 6 minutes, all right? Or 6 minutes. I guess the Roman one was 6 minutes on the dot. All right. I think I've got this bet. All right. Especially with it being Saturday night's main event. Matches are already short. I think Jey Uso versus Logan Paul was like 9 minutes. You really think that Jey Uso versus Logan Paul is only going to go 3 more minutes than Goldberg versus Gunther? Now, this thing is done in like 4 tops. Damn! Boom! Dude, this match is crazy. Oh my, dude, we are 2 minutes in.
Water veins tied to his neck. You are gonna die.
Oh! That was a sneak peek of this week's Wrestling is Cool Match Club, available exclusively over on patreon.com/SantiZap. This week we're looking at maybe one of the best matches I've ever seen, Rey Mysterio versus Psychosis in ECW 1995. The Falls Count Anywhere Hollywood ending match between Mariah May and Toni Storm. Braun Breaker versus Ilya Dragunov versus JD McDonough for the NXT Championship at Halloween Havoc 2022. And the ladder match between John Cena and Dolph Ziggler at TLC 2012. You'll be getting this, plus the Raw reviews, SmackDown reviews, the podcast 3 days early, plus a bunch of other series that are exclusively available to Patreon. So come check it out, patreon.com/SantiZap. There's a link in the description or a link in the pinned comment if you're interested in coming over. If you're already a patron, thank you so much for your support. It's because of you that I'm able to do what I do as often as I do it, but now let's get you back into the video. What happened to Ray Phoenix? I don't know, dude. It's funny that you bring this up because one of the things that I started talking about with my community on stream is that I'm just so happy that they managed to not screw up Penta. I really thought that there was a strong possibility that Penta was just going to become another luchador that they rarely use, that's super talented, that never gets any screen time like a Dragon Lee. And then Penta actually gets used. He's now feuding with Seth frickin' Rollins. They're doing Penta justice, all right? They're doing well with Penta. However, Ray Phoenix, literally, they're doing exactly with Ray Phoenix what I thought they were going to do with Penta. Ray Phoenix is just another luchador that never gets screen time, that gets used whenever they need a big flashy moment like a Dragon Lee, unfortunately, which is sad. Sapple watch. This is weird. This is weird. Why is this your screensaver for your watch? I don't like this. Me if Santi ever gives me a door. Okay, before we play this, I just want to say that this stupid door meme needs to end. It's become the new oil up where people are trying to get me to give away a door. I don't like this. All right, stop it. Oh! Oh my God. Oh, have I not seen this before? Maybe I have. I don't remember this. That's crazy.
What's your dream WWE match?
SantiZap versus Tozawa in an oiled up alive match.
An oiled up Santiago is inevitable. If you could tell your younger self one thing, what would it be?
Don't trust a woman with a butterfly tattoo and a vape. She'll ruin your credit.
That's fair.
We have all been there, Grandpa.
Thanks for watching, folks. Stay tuned for more Lucha Street interview. Drop a comment below. What question should I ask next time on the street? Like and repost to witness an oiled up Santi.
What the dude, what is AI doing to the world? What the hell did I just Lucha Street interviews? Okay, I gotta give this page a follow. I have no idea where this came from, but this is maybe the biggest waste of energy in terms of how to use AI. This needs to happen at some point, and honestly, I think that it will be within the next year. Also, huge fan of yours. Keep up the great work. First of all, thank you. I will continue the great work, as you are so politely putting it. And yes, I saw this circulating around. Cody Rhodes saying that he is, quote, in the tail end of his babyface run. It was during an interview, and he just came out and said this after he was asked, do you ever get tired of being the good guy? And he opened up. He said that, hey, he is in the tail end of his babyface run, that maybe Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson may have been onto something with wanting to turn him heel at Elimination Chamber instead of John Cena. So yeah, dude, like maybe Cody Rhodes as a heel might be within our grasp within the next 2 years. He did say within the next 1 to 3 years, which if it's within 1 year, that puts him as a heel at this time next year. Well, that's literally how years work. But shortly after WrestleMania 42, we could be getting black-haired Cody Rhodes as a bad guy running around the WWE. And listen, I don't think that Cody Rhodes needs a change. I think he is a great face of the company, but I think inevitably people just sort of get tired of seeing the same person over and over again, doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not saying he needs to become a forever heel, but having a little bit of a heel run wouldn't be the worst thing. He's not a Roman Reigns where the heel run was needed to save his career, and he's certainly not a John Cena. John Cena didn't need to do the heel run. I feel like if anything, he could just be a heel for a little while just to change up his character so that once he turns babyface again, he can get like an extra boom in popularity as a face of the company. I like it, and if I'm being honest with you, he is an excellent heel as well. Opening up a little bit here, you know, the Pandora's chest of Santi's wrestling fandom. In the 2010s, I pretty much like only exclusively watched WWE. I might occasionally watch some New Japan stuff, some Impact stuff, but like for the most part, pretty much exclusively WWE. It wasn't until Stardust was fired from the WWE and I started hearing rumblings of black-haired Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, going to TNA, New Japan, WCPW, if that rings the bell for anybody in the indies. That's what opened up my eyes to watch other things outside of the WWE umbrella, because I just watched main roster and NXT, but then I started seeing and hearing about Cody Rhodes' great work as a heel in the indies, and I started tuning in, and I fell in love with heel Cody Rhodes. So if you've never seen like a proper American Nightmare heel Cody Rhodes, because the moniker, the American Nightmare, was a heel moniker initially, I think you were all in for a treat, especially if it's anywhere near as good, half as good as the stuff in the indies. John Beach Cena.
Because I said to myself, let's go to the beach. So what did I do? I went to the damn beach. It was great.
Is this what you waste your energy on? Dude, you could have been learning an instrument. You could have been learning a different language. Instead, you made an edit of John Cena wanting to go to the beach. Hey, you made it to the Reddit video, though, so there's something. Dominic Mysterio naming everyone he's defended the IC title against.
Triangle, square, pentagon, hexagon, heptagon, octagon, nonagon, decagon.
I get the point of this. Also, that was incredibly loud. Okay, I need to know what's next after a decagon.
Hendecagon, dodecagon, tridecagon, tetradecagon, pentadecagon, hexadecagon, heptadecagon, octadecagon.
Okay, I'm done. Okay, maybe a couple more.
Decagon, icosagon.
What? What the?
Icosikai henagon, icosikai degon, icosikai trigon.
Okay, these just sound like cities in Iceland now.
Icosikai pentagon, icosikai.
All right, okay, now I'm done. Who is the most auraless wrestler in WWE right now? Here's my pick. I do think you got it right, man. I do think it's JC Mateo. That's probably who I would pick right now. This man, you know, that is what the kids are calling it, aura. I think he has literally negative amounts of aura at the moment. He just isn't cool, dude. Yeah, sure, he's a scary looking dude, but like also when he tries to look scary, he can look a little bit goofy. I wouldn't say this to his face. In front of me, he'd probably be really scary, but like, I don't know, man. It just doesn't, it's just not working the way that I think WWE wants it to be working. Like the fact that like this photo completely ruined any aura that this man had, looking like a member of the Squirtle Squad from Gen 1 Pokemon. Dude, I'm sorry, JC Mateo is just not it. This woman's reaction was all of us. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That is an appropriate reaction to have in this moment. You just witnessed a man die in front of you. So yeah. By the way, shout out to the Evolution shirt. I like that. I'm already tired of the constant Slim Jim table ads. I called it. I did call it. Listen, I still do not mind the ads on the mat, on the turnbuckle. Like they do not matter or impact TV for me. All right. It's when you put ads on things that actually have to be used for the sponsor to get their money's worth. That's when you got a problem. All right. Because now we're getting tables every single episode of Friday Night SmackDown and Raw, which is going to dilute table spots. On top of that, I genuinely believe that the men's Money in the Bank ladder match was ruined by the Fireball sponsor because the only way to win was with the Fireball ladder. So that impacts how we consume the product because you have to insert those ad spots in order to get to the result that you want. And that's a problem. If it's just ads on the ring mat, I don't care. That's sports. Every sport has ads everywhere. But when you start to implement them into pieces of narrative, then I think you do have a little bit of a problem. Who is this? Entrance, in-ring aura. All right, okay, I'm gonna be really hyper-specific with this. It's not just Penta, it's Penta when he's wearing street clothes, all right? Street clothes Penta is the definition of all three of these things to the max. Anyone else think that Dom's injury is just an excuse so he doesn't have to go to Saudi? It's possible, you know, if he doesn't wanna go, you know, things are crazy in that part of the world. I genuinely don't blame him. I do like the idea of him selling a broken heart. I think that would genuinely be hilarious as a medical reason as to why he can't wrestle because of his guerita being gone. But yeah, it's probably that. Hi, Claudio Castagnoli. Hi, Nick Nemeth. Hi, Matt Cardona. Absolutely diabolical. I'm so happy that we live in a 2025 era where we have a heel John Cena in reversed roles with CM Punk, having been put through a table before a match between Cena and and Ron Killings, just doing everything perfectly to recreate the 2011 moment with the pipe bomb. Do I think that Cena's pipe bomb was amazing? Yeah. Is it anywhere near as good at CM Punk's? Hell no. But it was absolutely an amazing moment. A moment that will forever have Slim Jim attached to it. Dominic Mysterio and Trish Stratus recreated the picture of them when Dom was a kid. Wow. So lucky. Like, that is, oh, dude. How lucky is Trish Stratus? Am I right, fellas? New AJ and Tamina? Okay, first of all, Roxanne and Raquel, AJ and Tamina. Listen, don't you ever insult Raquel Rodriguez like that ever again, all right? Don't you ever do that. It's just a one-off. Can we stop complaining now? Breaking, it's been made official that Saturday night's main event match against Gunther will be Goldberg's final match. The event will take place in Atlanta, Goldberg's hometown. Yes, I think the danger meter of Goldberg actually winning the World Championship strap has significantly gone down. But listen, the panic was real, and it was justified to think that Goldberg might actually become our next World Heavyweight Champion. What is currently the match of the year? Well, we're almost halfway through the year, so let's see what you've got here. Women's triple threat at Mania, absolutely. Oh, the main event of night one, triple threat, was fantastic. This was very good, the ladder match. Oh, the TLC match, good shout. Oh, I saw this one live. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens. And Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable. Here's what I'll say, all right? These are all amazing. In ring, right here, Hijo del Vikingo versus Chad Gable. This is the best match I've seen all year that WWE has produced. Like, overall package, I think it's this one right here because it was fantastic in ring, but also delivered like genuine, amazing storytelling, which is also a big part of what makes professional wrestling what it is. So I'll go with this. Oh my God, I legit thought that Cena and Nick were just muffling their words. Oh yeah, so I guess I haven't actually seen this, but I guess we got the unmuted version of this argument.
Out there. You're making me look garbage. Can anyone just walk down there from behind? You're pathetic. I'm a champion.
Okay, I'm glad that we got this. I'm glad. I also thought that they were just like saying gibberish. What is something that you hate that Triple H does? Easy, man. Oh my God, just stop fake cash-ins. Stop fake cash-ins. Stop bragging about your numbers at press conferences. No one cares. I know it's for your investors, but use investor calls for that, all right? Use investor calls to brag about your numbers. No one cares that you had a record-breaking gate here in the middle of Tulsa, Oklahoma. No one cares, all right? And also stop fake cash-ins every other week. Which one was better? Obviously Punk's, all right? Obviously Punk's. Cena's was a parody. Cena's was an homage to the CM Punk pipe bomb, which is the greatest promo that I've ever heard in the WWE. I like what Cena did, but again, it's a parody. It's an homage. Most Weird Al Yankovic songs aren't as good as the original. There's some, rarities. Like I've said before, Amish Paradise is objectively better than Gangster's Paradise, and White and Nerdy is better than Riding Dirty by Chameleonaire, but this is not one of those situations. Who is a better heel, Naomi or Becky Lynch? This is actually an excellent question. I think right now they're both fantastic heels. Becky Lynch is absolutely crushing it. I would say that right now, Becky Lynch is better, but Naomi's ceiling and what she can do, because she's brand new to this. We've had heel Becky Lynch before. She's played this role before. Heel Naomi, for the most part, is new. We've had her before with Team Bad before, but this is more or less kind of new for her on the main roster of WWE. I think that her ceiling with this character and with her work is higher. But right now, at the moment, as of the making of this video, I would say Becky Lynch. Sorry, Use, had to do it.
4 letters, 1 word. Lost.
All right, okay, we're gonna move on. That one time that Rob Van Dam pulled off the worst stunner of all time. I've legitimately never seen that. Stone Cold slips, doesn't grab Rob at all. How have I never seen this before? I've seen all the terrible stunners. I've seen Linda McMahon, Vince McMahon. I've seen all of them, all right? I've genuinely never seen that one before. Was that Seth? Bro nearly passed away. Oh, okay. That's definitely Kenta. That's or WWE name Hideo Itami, originator of the GTS. That is filthy. Oh. And yes, I'm pretty sure that's Tyler Black in the Ring of Honor days. That's filthy. Matt Cardona responds to John Cena.
Hey, Matt Cardona.
Hey, John Cena.
Awesome. Listen, we're getting closer to Matt Cardona in the WWE. The worlds are starting to collide. Cena mentions Matt Cardona on TNA. Matt Cardona got attacked by WWE talent Dark State, so it might be coming together. Matt Cardona appearing on NXT, main roster, Royal Rumble. His wife is in the WWE. It's all coming together, fellas. La Primera. I hate everything about this. Everything about this, I deeply hate with the passion of 1,000 burning pelicans. John Cena every match. All right, that's a good submission. That's a good submission. It's very accurate. Guess we scrapping this? Guess so. I think maybe they're doing this at SummerSlam, which I think is wrong. Like, if anything, the SummerSlam match and story is Jacob versus Solo, and they should have done this at Night of Champions. My personal humble opinion, I'm just saying. How did the punching bag no-sell Cena? Such a troll. He's such a troll. Sheamus knows what he's doing. Yes, I have been made aware that this video exists. I have not yet watched it, but I will. Shout out to Sheamus. You know, he knows what he's doing, as you said. He knows damn well what he's doing. He knows that thumbnail was gonna get clicks. I see you, Sheamus. Stephanie Vaquer got Sheamus out here twerking. Just want to clarify before I hit play. I'm here for Sheamus twerking specifically.
Up, down, up, now goes up, down, move. Yes, yeah, you got
Oh, Sheamus is actually good at that.
down, up.
Yeah, Sheamus, that is a talent, my friend. Rate this destroyer type move. Oh my God, okay. That's legitimately maybe the craziest destroy I've ever seen. That is so sick. That's a 40 out of 10. Well done. That was amazing. All right, folks, thanks so much for watching this week's WWE Reddit video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Goodbye. Get out of here.